one of my things with Trump was it was going to be America first. That was the rhetoric he was running on. That's why I kind of wanted it. No new wars. He wanted to end the wars with Ukraine, Russia, and this feels like a step backwards. It's not that I disagree with the war or the strikes. That's with time to come, especially. We need to learn more and see what's going to happen. But felt like a step back from what he was saying.
So it feel just to kind of dig into that a little bit. It feels like this was a core campaign promise, right? No new wars. You feel like
Russia, we cannot destabilize Russia at this point. It would be too big of a mess. Iran, we at this point obviously want to destabilize Iran and make that change. Russia's too much of a global superpower at this point. I just don't see that happening. Trump came in saying, we're going to have a strong country, and these rest of these countries are going to know we're a strong country. I think he set the tone. He said, this is what we want, and everyone kind of sat there and said, all right, let's not get in any wars. Let's be strong. I definitely want a very strong country with a very strong head. We love strong leadership. But you can't go back on something you're saying just because you want to be strong. You can't go back on saying, no, we're not going to go into wars, but we have to be strong. You need to find that middle place, or don't say that we will not go into any new wars, we will not be in the Middle East. Don't say that if that's not what you're going to do. In the same way, he said, we don't want new regime changes. He went in, did it in Venezuela, and now he's going in and doing it in Iran. And he said he wasn't gonna. So it instills a little bit of a distrust in when you tell me we're gonna do something, and then first year you turn your back on it and then pretend like everything is happy-go-lucky and we're doing so great. That's probably what our excuse was when we went in for oil. I think it was probably a little bit of both, and not as much of like, we want to stop this guy from just being a bad guy. It was more, let's expand our country and like put points, like same thing with Iran, same thing with Venezuela. We're going to assert our dominance. We're going to make sure nobody around us thinks that they're bigger or badder. Iran, I'm not ready to say that it's the right or wrong move yet. It's the same way we weren't sure if Afghanistan was going to be the right or wrong move yet. Back when it first started happening, we're not sure. We'll see how it goes. It could absolutely turn into the right move, or we could stay in Iran for 30 plus years, spend a ton of money that could be spent at home.
Terror in the region, terror against American citizens, civilians, and you're also wiping out their defense capabilities. And we haven't seen, as of right now, Russia or China really come to back them in any more than just maybe words. And even some of our key allies in the region have stepped forward, and Iran is now, with what defense they have, tried to just attack anyone who has American aid or a way to help defend the United States or bases. And I think that's just them sort of scrambling one last gasp of air. And it would be nice to see regime change, not saying that we should necessarily be boots on the ground involved and as deeply entrenched as, say, Iraq. But that's sort of my thought. I think it's overall positive.
or New York, but sometimes vote New Hampshire, right? Yeah. So, what ICE is doing? I don't know if I mean, on some level, um, we talked about the polls at the top, right? The polls are showing this.
I think what he's trying to do is just end it, and that's what he did promise. So I feel like that. I mean, he took out the leader of what we heard, and he wants he wants a new government there because they're possessing nuclear weapons, and with a terrorist organization that's sponsoring all these terrorists. I don't know. I think it's the right move.
Obviously, we're advocating for regime change, which I think is needed, but there's really no plan, or at least not from what we've seen, there's no plan in place for that regime change. You know, he's telling the people of Iran to rise up and take over the government, and that's easier said than done. Like, I just don't feel like there's a plan in place right now. So why are we? I agree with the killing of their supreme leader, but why are we taking these actions when there's no specific plan right now, or none that we know of? I just have those worries for the future. What's going to happen next? And I think that's the same discussion to be said about Venezuela, is what's going to happen next. Like, here we did a great thing, but now what's the next move? You should be an independent thinker. And in New Hampshire, I think a lot of our politicians are.